Blood Quantum from 2019. The zombie outbreak happens, but a Native American tribe's immune. You know what no one's immune to, though? This theme song.
Calhoun's Reviews! Calhoun's Reviews!
All right, we finally made it to the end of October. Whew, it's been a long month, but I've been doing 2 zombie reviews every week, all month. But don't worry if you missed any. I made the playlist. Check that out. You can always like and subscribe and see all the other stuff that I'm going to make throughout the rest of the time. If you want to watch Blood Quantum, check the link in the description. I had hopes that this was going to be good, but I ended up disappointed. Like I said at the start of the review, the premise is that a zombie outbreak happens, and it turns out that this tribe of Native Americans is immune. That's a great premise. And the initial part is great. We jump forward a few months, and we see that the indigenous people are trying to survive. They've kind of got their own shelter made up. And, there's some conflict about whether or not they should try to be saving white people.
Look at you. Look at all of you. Get your fucking shit together! What are you doing? How the fuck do you even keep arranging this?
We're supposed to be helping people. That's what I'm doing.
We're not supposed to be doing anything. We're supposed to be surviving.
That was all good. There are also some scenes of them trying to clear out areas, and we see not only the emotional tolls of all these dead people, but the physical tolls, because even though they're immune to whatever turns you into a zombie, nobody's immune to getting bit. So they have scars and stuff on their body from where they have encountered these zombies. And I love this part. If you're like me, if you're a regular viewer, you've seen my other reviews where I talk about how I like slice of life movies, like the original Day of the Dead, where they just gotta, living their life in the mall. Here, I was kind of hoping it would be that. Yeah, I was hoping it'd be more about surviving and the emotional and physical toll. Unfortunately, takes a turn there, gets more dramatic, a lot less interesting. Honestly, I was kind of like, I can understand why one person was doing it, but other people were going along with it. And I'm like, why? I can understand the central issue of how should we deal with this situation, but this seemed dumb. But I gotta be honest, when I got to the end, the movie ended, I said out loud, that's the end. I was very disappointed. Because it does star indigenous peoples, it's hard not to make comparisons between this and Reservation Dogs, rather. And there are a couple actors who were in both, but I don't think that comparison is very fair because besides being on a reservation and starring indigenous actors, there's not a lot common between the two. I will say that I wished this had been a TV show, not a movie, because Blood Quantum has a great setting. And I didn't mention it, but if you know the reference of the title, that's also got me really interested in it as well. Professional reviewers seem to love the movie. I don't really know why. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I let my desire for what I wanted the film to be to prevent me from actually appreciating what the film is. I did like there were lots of good touches. Sadly, the writer/director, he died of cancer, so we're not going to get any more work from him. Before I wrap up, there's one odd thing about the film I need to talk about. There are several direct nods to Pulp Fiction, and I'm not really sure why, besides the fact the director thought it was a cool movie. Early on, I noticed there's a camera angle. The camera's like inside a trunk.
Leave them to their parties. They have their recreation, and we have ours.
And there was a scene in Pulp Fiction when Jules and Vincent are doing that, looking in the trunk. And then later on, if you hadn't picked up on the reference already, they make it super clear when they go and they kill a bunch of zombies, what they call them Zeds, which makes sense because it's in Canada, Zeds. And he says, Zed's dead.
Zed dead.
Early on, there's also this overhead shot of a cup of coffee, which I initially thought was Taxi Driver, but I haven't looked it up. And that's Alka-Seltzer. And I know Taxi Driver got that from 2 or 3 things I know about her, where it was coffee, but I looked at that scene again and I'm not quite sure. So I'm not quite sure where it's from. Maybe that's from Pulp Fiction as well. I don't know. But because of that weirdness, because I didn't really like where it was going, I hate to do it, but I'm going to give Blood Quantum 2 thumbs down. Such a great premise. It goes off the rails for me. Squandered potential. All right. Is that ghost still there?